characteristic that classifies a dolphin as a mammal is breathing air. But we already learned that a dolphin doesn't have a nose, so instead they breathe through the blowhole, which is located on top of their head. Not only is this where they breathe from, but it's also where they produce all of their vocalizations. And when they make those, it sounds a little something like this. Thank you so much, boys. I could not have put that any better myself. Now, a dolphin's tail is made up of two separate fins called flukes. In order to reach top speeds, dolphins will push these flukes in an up and down motion, demonstrated perfectly for you all by Foco. Now, this means our dolphins must have this extremely powerful peduncle. But what is the peduncle? The peduncle is the section of a dolphin's body located behind the dorsal fin and just before the tail flukes. And this is where they get all of their strength. Not only does it allow them to be swift and powerful swimmers, but it also allows them to walk on water. How about a round of applause for Kenobi, Pacino, Sydney, and Polka for getting our show started today. Now, one of my favorite parts about being a dolphin trainer is getting to build strong relationships with each of our animals. We have a total of 13 bottlenose dolphins here at Georgia Aquarium, 7 females and 6 males. And each of them has their own unique personality, different things that they like or dislike, and different ways that they learn. So it's important that we spend a lot of time getting to know each individual animal so that we can know how to work with them best and how to train them. Now, one of the best ways of getting to know our dolphins is by spending quality time in the water with them. It can take up to almost an entire year of just sitting poolside with our dolphins before we ever get into the water with them. And this is because we want to have a strong relationship built off of mutual trust and respect for one another. Now, with that being said, for this next part of our presentation, I'm going to be inviting 2 of my fellow trainers, Maddie and Chris, into the water with 2 of our male dolphins, Kay and Salvador. And they're going to be showing off the incredible relationships that they've built with one another over the years. So you all can sit back, relax, and enjoy this relationship building session. Now, the learning process actually begins for dolphins right after they are born, when dolphin calves will watch their mothers and copy everything that she does. And this is called mimicry, or observational learning. Once the dolphin gets a little older and starts to eat fish and take an interest in interacting with their trainers, we can teach them a fundamental behavior known as a target. Now, to target simply means to touch, so we will train our dolphins to target or touch their rostrum to our hand. Or we can then transfer that behavior onto a target pole. Now you'll see trainer Alyssa is over on your side of the habitat with one of these target poles, which is simply a PVC pipe with a buoy on the end. Now we have trained our dolphins that wherever we move our hand or a target pole, they should follow with their rostrum. So Alyssa is going to be joined by Salvador over on your side of the habitat in just a moment, and they're going to be showing you how we use these target poles to train our dolphins. So you'll see that wherever Alyssa moves this target pole, Salvador should follow with his rostrum. So if we want to train a behavior that looks like a head shake yes, all Alyssa has to do is move that target pole up and down. Similarly, if we want to train what looks like a head shake no, I'm sure you can guess all Alyssa has to do is move that target pole side to side. Now we can take this one step further and incorporate full body movements. So if Alyssa turns that target pole in a full circle, then Salvador should follow and show off some of his best dance moves. How about a round of applause for Salvador and Alyssa? Now in this training session, we're going to be working on some in-water behaviors with our dolphins. Now this means that our dolphins must work together with their trainers to complete these behaviors. Now one of the first behaviors that we would teach our dolphins is something called a fast swim. This is where we ask our dolphins to swim as fast as they can around the perimeter of the habitat. And we can then use that behavior to add on additional elements. So for this behavior, Kate is going to be demonstrating how fast he can swim around the acrylic. Nicely done, Kay. Now, once our dolphins have learned this, we can add another step or approximation, and this would be adding a trainer into the water. So Salvador is going to be joined by trainer Patrick. He's going to be doing that same fast swim behavior, but Patrick is going to hold onto his dorsal fin for a ride. Nice job, Patrick and Salvador. Now we can change this up just a little bit, and so for this next behavior, Kay is going to be joining Patrick over on the right-hand side of the habitat, and they're going to be doing a slightly different behavior. So Patrick is going to ask Kay to target his rostrum, but instead of targeting to his hand, he's going to ask Kay to target his rostrum to one of his feet and target his dorsal fin to the other foot. Then Kay is going to lift trainer Patrick above the surface of the water, and they're going to go across the habitat. And this is something we call a surf. Sessions that we can have every day here at Georgia Aquarium. With these training sessions, we are able to provide great mental stimulation for our dolphins when we teach them brand new behaviors, and it's also a great way to provide physical stimulation for them because we can ask them to do high energy behaviors such as swimming really fast or jumping out of the water. But we can also have relationship building sessions like the one you saw earlier where we get into the water with our dolphins to build up those relationships. We can have play sessions where we just allow them to play with toys or what we call secondary reinforcers. And then we can also have husbandry sessions, and this is one of the most important types of sessions that we can have every day here at Georgia Aquarium because this is where we train our dolphins to voluntarily participate in their own healthcare. Our dolphins are trained to allow us to give them full body exams, as well as to take voluntary samples from them, such as blood samples, fecal samples, and chopper extract samples. Our dolphins are also trained to slide out onto a scale once a week so that we can make sure they stay in a healthy weight range. Now we can train all of these incredible behaviors and so much more because dolphins are some of the smartest animals on the planet. Here at Georgia Aquarium, we share our passion for our animals with all of you, our guests, in the hopes that it will inspire you to preserve the world that we all share. We believe it is our responsibility to protect these animals now and for generations to come. With that being said, we'd like to take one final opportunity to demonstrate for you all.
is for dolphins in depth. Please remain seated until the usher indicates that it is time for your section to stand and exit the field. Again, please remain seated until the usher instructs your row to stand and exit the field. Please remember to collect your personal belongings and watch your step as you exit, as the stairs and floor could be slippery. For the health and safety of our animals, please do not reach over